Greetings. I'm listening.
Great to meet you.
I've been expecting you.
For the good.
You come get the voodoo.
Hey there.
And you are?
Light be with you.
You come to consult the spirits?
Welcome to Orgrimmar. Have you come to serve the Horde?
Shiny. Sail here. Me buy and trade. What?
Sail here. Me buy and trade. What?
Hello and welcome to Control Alt WoW, the podcast for those of us who love World of Warcraft and love making many alts. Today is Sunday, May 23rd, 2021, and this is episode 709 entitled, I'm trying to think, but nothing happens. I'm a brilliant your host, and with me are my two fine co-hosts. Constructs, how are you?
I'm feeling fantastic. I had Greek food last night. I can still smell it on my breath. It doesn't go away. It's like a stench.
Ooh. Was there lamb involved?
Was there lamb? No, there was skewers, chicken, and beef, and lots of garlic.
And lots of yogurt?
Yeah, they have that little mix there that you put on everything. It stays good.
All right. Grand Eggus, how are you today?
No yogurt for me.
No yogurt for you?
No. But yeah, I'm doing good. Not much like special food on my side. Since our Greek restaurant doesn't do takeout, we can't, and I hate cooking foreign food because I'm not versed in it. I'm not the best cook, I have to admit it.
Plus the kitchen smells for 3 days.
It's not that. It's if you're versed in something, you know how it works, and you ruin your expectation, or you ruin your not expectation. What is it? Your experience. So it's something where if I can't do it properly, I'm not doing it at all.
Right.
So for me, it's I tend to, if I want something, either I do takeout or go to the restaurant. If it's something I can't do myself, or I stick with German or Danish food that I know how to prepare.
That makes sense.
And that I know I can prepare properly.
Right.
So, yeah. So when I get takeout, I usually get Chinese, which is like for me, I haven't had any better Chinese food than from our local Chinese restaurant. So I really like that, and they thankfully have stayed open for takeout.
Oh, nice.
Throughout when they had to close down, obviously they had to close down completely, but they didn't go out of business.
Right.
So as soon as they were able, they started a takeout service and delivery again.
Nice.
So sometimes after when I go out, I usually go out late shopping, like an hour or two before shops close here, because that's something that shops do in Germany. So then when when I go and go into the last shop, I call the Chinese restaurant and tell them I would please like this, that, and the other dish, and then they prepare it, and I run over there since it's like on the other side of the street from the last shop that I'm shopping at, and then it's like a 5-minute walk home. So it's perfect for me. Or if it's like weekends, I'll just order delivery, and they don't charge extra, so that's nice too. And usually they're here between like 10 minutes, maximum of 30 minutes after I've ordered. So that's really good. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Cool beans.
But this isn't Control Alt Food, so
not yet. All right.
Not yet. No, we can come up with a segment, I bet. But
yeah. So what's going on this week? Pet battle.
Well,
bonus.
This week we have the pet battle bonus event coming to an end. We have time walking cataclysm starting. In Classic, we have the Dark Moon Fair starting up, or it has started up.
Oh, how nice.
And they started it on Wednesday, and it's going to run until the expansion launches.
Wow. Cool.
So a full 2 weeks of Dark Moon Fair.
And is it like PvP server to get in there? Like when it's in Thunder Bluff, did you have to fight your way up to no?
No.
So people are civilized and just let each other.
I mean,
it's only in Thunder Bluff or only in Goldshire, right?
Yeah.
It's not in both places at once.
It's either or.
Yes.
Either or, right.
Once the expansion drops, it's going to be a 3-place thing because the location outside of Shadrath is going to be added.
Oh, right.
In Terracow Forest.
Right.
So it's every third week you can have it at wherever of the 3. So yeah, no, if you're not on a PvP server, you should be good unless you run in on level 1 and like hug the inside of the area towards Goldshire and you catch the wrath of the guards there.
Right.
You should be good.
I had an interesting group this week where somebody decided to sap the healer on the horde, and then they wondered why all the horde aggroed to us afterwards.
Yeah.
Generally not a good idea to sap paladin if you're gonna play nice with the other group.
Right.
Yeah. No, but obviously the area by Thunder Bluff is completely void of horde guards, so there is no chance that you can even go there with a level 1 alliance too. Not that it would make much sense, but theoretically you could without being in danger, unless you're on the PvP server, obviously.
Right.
So, yeah, I just wanted to mention that real quick. And then the PvP brawl, Gravity Labs, that's the Burning Crusade, Eye of the Storm, I think it's called.
Right. Is it? No, Gravity Labs is Eye of the Storm.
Yeah.
Just they short out the gravity every couple of minutes, and then you don't
that's what I meant.
where you're going to land.
Yep. And then the Glowcap Festival on Thursday, the Zangamage micro holiday.
Yeah.
So that's what's going on this week.
Excellent.
As for the other things that happened this last week was, as we talked about on the last show, the pre-patch launched for Burning Crusade Classic. And it took a little bit longer than expected for the service to come back. So I think I remember something about them saying initially the maintenance would be from 7 to 3 p.m., 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Then it was 9 p.m., then it was 10 p.m., then it was 12 a.m., and that's when it eventually came back. So that were like quite. I think that's what it then eventually was, or might have been even longer. It was like insane. I think I haven't seen a longer maintenance period that I can remember ever. And as I mentioned weeks earlier, and I wasn't sure, but I said it's most likely what it's going to be is that they had to make 2 games out of 1. Now they've added a second World of Warcraft tab up top. If you look at the tabs of the various games in your launcher, you have like World of Warcraft, Diablo, Resurrected, Overwatch, and all these buttons in the new launcher. And they added the green World of Warcraft Classic button now. Not that the interface of the game version and whatnot makes that it's any different. I would say it's merely to promote the different versions of the games more targeted. So you have the classic service where you have the green hue, the green coloring of the Burning Crusade as a backdrop with all the articles and whatnot in the news. And then you have the retail version where you have all the highlights and the news about retail, about Shadowlands. So I gather that's what the reasoning behind the change is. If you use the game version and the count drop-downs, it's the same selection options on both. And if you selected the Shadowlands tab in your games selection, and you use the game version and set it to Burning Crusade Classic or World of Warcraft Classic, it will switch the tabs for you, and vice versa. So I was wondering if they were going to split that up as well, but apparently they have not. So That's maybe for people to still have it feel like it's one game in a way. So it is, you don't feel alienated as the player of one versus the other. Yeah, and then we had another maintenance session, another maintenance period 2 days later on Wednesday, then again on Friday. So we've had quite a few maintenance cycles throughout this past week. And yeah, as I said, making 2 games out of one isn't easy. So that's why it took so much time to...
I think the other thing is a lot of the developers are working from home. So if there's a glitch or whatnot, then they probably have to do a Zoom meeting with multiple people in order to resolve whatever issues they might encounter.
I don't think that you can do the physical stuff of installing new server blades, which they had to do, obviously, from home. You have to go into the server room and install new server blades.
There's one guy going in.
I just mean if there's a glitch, then they have to figure it out before, they flick the switch on.
Yeah. That's probably somewhat true. Where is I've found something else I quickly wanted to talk about.
Fungus and Anointments has joined us in the chat room. You're saying hi. Hi, guys.
Hi. Hello, chat room. Welcome.
Thank you for joining us. Oops.
I can't figure out what it was at the moment.
You were speaking about possibly paying for add-ons at the beginning of the show.
Oh yeah.
Maybe we could touch on that.
Oh yeah, we can talk about that.
I'm paying for Trade Skill Master.
Right.
But that's
there's
there's
a Patreon thing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of work going into that one, though.
It is. Yeah, you touch on something there that is kind of true. I haven't even looked at it that way. And I pay for Trade Skill Master as well. But I don't see it as an add-on, even though it is. I see it more as a data gathering, external auction house managing software, something much like Undermines. But you are correct. It is an add-on. So
for a year, the premium costs $25 US. So for me, it works out to 32 or something Canadian.
Yeah,
because the value of the dollar, the value of the dollar is going up. It was so crappy for so many years.
And we're not sponsored by TSM or any other add-on author or company or whatnot, just to make sure that people don't misunderstand.
We just appreciate hard work.
Right.
We're just going to, or we just want to talk about the pros and cons of payment model versus sub model versus donation. So with TSM, you have can you donate to them? as a Patreon?
I do the premium thing, and so
Yeah, I
once
do
a
that
year,
too. Yeah, but that's
once a year comes out of my PayPal account. I don't know if you can donate directly.
Okay.
I just know that once a year comes out of my PayPal, and I always have funds in there to cover that.
Yeah. Yeah. So another one that you can do is Ask Mr. Robot.
Yeah, I do that one as well.
Yeah, they have, and TSM does as well, have fully unpaid services. So you can use the add-ons regardless of paying for them. They're just premium features that you, quote unquote, have to pay for if you want to use them. The base functionality of them are completely free. So let's make that absolutely clear.
Right.
There is no, quote unquote, necessity to pay to use the add-ons. There are just certain specific functionalities that if you want them, you'll have to pay. But the basic, like say 80% of the functionality are free. Like it varies a little from add-on to add-on. But the add-on I would like to talk about today, for me, is something that I debated for a couple of days, and I remember distinctly when Jeppy talked about paying for a leveling add-on way back in the day when he was still on the show.
How does that
Zyger,
work?
I think it is called. I think the one that he talked about. I think. So the add-on that I want to talk about is called Rested XP. It's a fairly new add-on, very new add-on, and it's, so far I know, at the moment, classic exclusive.
Right.
So this is only for people that level in classic World of Warcraft.
Right.
It's an add-on that apparently you can make your own guides for. You can. It's something that I watched on a live stream, the person there using it, and I thought this looks really, really good, because people that do power leveling have created this add-on, and there is as with so many other things, there is a free version or part of it where you get two guides that span 1 to 30 and 58 to 60. And then if you want anything else, like the in-betweens and other special guides, you then have to pay for them or create them yourself, which obviously is free. So, and again, I'm not sure, because that's something that doesn't really compare to the base functionality, like we talked about with TSM and with Ask Mr. Robot. It doesn't have the base functionality that these two have, because to be able to use the add-on all the way through your leveling process, eventually you will have to pay. So it's not something where, let's say, much like there are add-ons out there that you can set to different qualities or to different complexities.
Right.
Like for instance, WoW Pro, which is a totally free. I mentioned this before when I talk about this add-on, the WoW Pro guide. It's a totally free add-on, and you can set it to 3 different complexities in your leveling process. Either you want to just go through the main storyline, or you want to go through the main storyline and plus the side quest, just as an example. That would be level 2, or level 3 would be everything in a zone. Like literally turn over every single stone, look under every leaf on the ground, like that complex. So
like an
it's
explorer.
not. Yeah, exactly. So it's not like Rested XP is that way, where if you want a certain complexity to the entire experience, you have to pay. This is basically, you have to pay for, or you get the 1 to 30 and 58 to 60 experience for free. But if you want a guide that covers 31 to 57 and 61 to 70, you have to pay a certain amount. So I'm not sure about that aspect of it. To say it up front, I did buy it the other day. I was quite impressed with the quality of the add-on from what I've seen and the detail it went into with all the extra things that were there that I haven't seen on any. I've tried WoW Pro, and I've tried another leveling add-on that I can't remember because it was so long ago. But they haven't talked about things in a certain in this complex of it wasn't that I don't want to say good. It wasn't as all encompassing as I find so far. This is so. And again, we're not sponsored by the people making it, so I just would like to talk about what you guys think about paying for an add-on that offers a base all-encompassing experience where you have to pay an add-on fee, add-on as in more complexity,
Right.
versus paying for an add-on that much like the WoW experience, where you have the 1 to 20 experience for free, like a starter account, where then if you want to play beyond level 20, you then have to sub. And this is not a sub model. This add-on has a fixed price tag on the different guides. It's quite how do I put this? If you want a single guide, or if you want multiple guides, it makes quite a difference. So if you want to, the normal guides cost between $20 and $30 a piece, and so like the content for like 1 to 60 and 60 to 70 for each faction, they cost 20. And then if you want the 1 to 70 all in one, they cost 30 with like everything included. And then if you want the I don't care what faction it is, you can get the big $50 one. That's like everything. So it's like a one-off thing. So I really, I mean, I debated versus if I should do it, if I should get it. And I thought, how could I rationalize paying $50 for something that is just for this game? And
if it's useful to you.
It's useful, yeah, sure, but still, I have access to, like, as I said, WoW Pro guides, which is totally free, and they have a version for the Burning Crusade as well. Oh. So, and then I thought, I don't really see if you take the money that the digital deluxe edition, whatever costs.
Right.
Yeah.
That was $70. And that's, so I took that as a comparison.
Right.
And I thought, I don't need that. So basically anything that is less expensive than that is okay. If it gives me more value in game, it's not obviously not pay to win, because you still need to do your work.
Right.
Right.
And you don't get pay to win for the Blizzard product either.
It's more
so there
like
is
pay
no,
to learn.
Yeah, I mean, it's something where, in my opinion, if you want to level your characters efficiently. I mean, we're all, and then I thought, wouldn't it be interesting if we could get, since we can make guides in this thing ourselves, wouldn't it be nice if Matterhorn could make a guide for us?
Ooh, wouldn't that be nice? OMG, I would be willing to chip in and pay for his add-on or his version.
And there we go. There it starts to get interesting.
Right.
Right? So, yeah.
I think what it is some of the add-ons fit the fantasy that we have for the game, so they embellish our experience. And whenever we find an add-on that clicks with us, we're more willing to spend our dollars for those add-ons.
Yeah, and another thing that they said was that basically, and I can't remember where I've seen this, but basically there should be or like differences in the guide depending upon what class you play and what spec you play even.
Right.
So if that turns out to be true, that would be really interesting to see that the guide morphs itself into a different path depending upon what you play, which is efficient, yes, but you get to see different content each time as well.
Right.
So what do you want? Do you want the same monotonous path every time? Or do you want like different game experiences from time to time, not necessarily every time? I think that's an added value as well. So I really, and for me, this is more, yes, it costs $50, at least the thing that I bought.
Right.
For me, it's more an experiment to see how I like the leveling experience under different circumstances. And I really hope that they're going to expand it into the next expansion, like keep it updated. You never know. But I'm going to do a little more research, and if people would like to know more about it, they can let us know. We can talk a little more about it next week. And yeah, so what are you guys' thoughts other than that?
Well, one of the things I appreciate is supporting any add-on developer. You know, sorry, my dog is making weird noises. So in that respect, I really appreciate it. And at the same time, you know, just the fact of being able to have someone like Matterhorn make a guide is just awesome, you know.
What about you, Consex?
For me, I just know the human starting experience. I tried to do exactly the same way for every class that I rolled, just because I didn't know any better.
Right.
And to have somebody give me input on a different, you can find the deed, the Furbro deed, such and such occasion. Like, I didn't know that. And that would just add to my experience. And
or try it this way.
Yeah, and then I would get the Dark Shore, and I just didn't know what to do because I never tried that zone, and I didn't have a guide, and like half the quest didn't make sense, and I would have to look up the thought bot, I would have to look up this, and like some of the quests, the quest text does not give the full explanation of what to do. You sort of have to have a guide or a little shepherding hand pull you along to the right area. And I remember playing with my spouse. The one time I got her to play, she got upset with me because I was going too fast, which is not what the guide does. The guide does go to the speed you're going along.
Right.
When you have another person in the game saying, do this, do this, do this, click on this, they're already playing at their lightning speed. And that's just not conducive to a fulfilling experience. If you find a guide, even if you're willing to pay for it or not willing to pay for it, but if you find a guide that makes it fun, then that's a lot to say for the game, because I'm finding in the game now, the expansion we're in, there's not a lot of guides, so you have to wing it on a lot of stuff that you just don't know. You wish you had somebody to mentor you in the game, but like until Grandigus took me to Thorghast, I had no idea how to do half the stuff in there. It was more frustrating than anything. And once he brought his warrior in, it was like, oh, okay, well, I don't have to worry as much about the mechanics as learning the process and how the fun elements of it.
Right, and understanding, yeah.
Exactly. Once you understand, it's a whole new game, and it's a whole different attitude and play style. If you have to figure everything by yourself, sometimes it's a little abrasive, daunting. I want to say.
Or daunting, yeah.
Because you feel, brother says, sometimes there's a fine line between the game making you feel smart or making you feel stupid.
Right.
And if you're right next to the thing you need to pick up and you don't know what you're looking for, it could just be hair pulling. And classic being classic, I remember looking for the herbs, and you just don't see the herbs. They're there, they're right in front of you, but unless you mouse over it, it's like, oh, there's the thing I need, and it just.
By the way, now that you talk about classic and herbs.
Yeah.
One very easy solution for people playing classic and doing herbalism.
Yeah.
And having issues finding herbs because they don't glitter yet. They don't do that until, I believe, they start to glitter in Lich King.
Right.
What you want to do is set the ground clutter setting to 0 or to 1. That basically takes a lawnmower across the entire ground, which means you can see every single herb.
Right.
So
I never thought of that.
Yep.
Like playing with the graphic settings, that was not part of my gaming upbringing.
Ground clutter is a very, very overlooked setting. Mostly because you don't need to mess with it until you need to mess with it.
Exactly.
Which is definitely in classic. If you are a an herbalist. So yeah, ground clutter to minimum, and you should be fine.
One thing that I find very useful in podcasting is podcasting explains what the add-on does. Sometimes you get a brief description on the add-on webpage, and it's not clear what it looks like. But you look at somebody's stream and you see them using the add-on, or you listen to a podcast where they describe how Ask Mr. Robot works, and it's like, of course, why wouldn't you do it that way? Like, all of a sudden it makes sense. But until you have somebody else's experience, it's hard to gauge sometimes the like if you're willing to spend money on that service. And for me, I know that, like, as soon as Ask Mr. Robot explained what they were doing with Pawn and whatnot in the upgrade system, it's like, okay, well, it saves me time. And time is money, friend. So why would I do it? So that's, for me, like, everything that saves me a lot of time is worth a lot of money in the game sense that I don't have to take away from the things I like doing to do this minutia stuff.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
All right.
So that being said, let's get into our weeks.
Okie dokie.
I've had a fantastic weekend. Wow. It's very comforting. Those battlegrounds where you're not necessarily putting out more damage, but you feel like you're contributing more by pushing all the buttons all at once. Bad boy. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
Constructs, how's your week in WoW been?
Well, my week in WoW has been pretty good. But I feel like I've run a marathon of on a treadmill, upgrading my Ember Court to rank 3. Like, I've just upgraded the building. It's got another 6 hours to upgrade itself, because the first upgrade is like 6 hours, then it's 12 hours. Now it's 24 hours to upgrade. So I spent my 10,000 anima on it. Now I'm waiting for it to be full blown so I can get a little bit more rep out of it. Because last week I was just going to miss getting honored, but then I got one more quest that pushed it into honors and unlocked a whole bunch of stuff. So I had the whole week just running around doing errands for the Ember Court. I had to invite new people. I had to build a guard tower. So when you build a guard tower, you can have the volunteer guards, which are like no good. It tells you right on the bottom, it's like dangerous. And these guys are like just showing up and not really know what to do, and they're not going to help your guests. So I was like, okay, and I'm not sure I want these guys. And then off the same week, I got the Stoneborn guards. And those were like extremely hard to do. And it says recommends 3 players. And I'm like, I don't want to team up for this. I just want to do it on my own, at my own pace, not have somebody screaming at me to go faster or whatever. Right. So I kind of rogued around, and I got my kills, and I got all my my items, my warglaives for them, and I equipped them all, and like, I got back to the guy. The guy said, congratulations, you got your thing, click on it, upgraded it. And then I went to another part of the city, and they said, well, you can have this live band now. I was like, okay, what do I have to do? Well, you have to promote the band. Okay, so like I got groupies, I got dredgers and citizens that are going to go on tour with these guys. So just like a real band. It's like, okay, wait, so you have to.
This is World of Warcraft?
Yeah. You have a little band for your Ember Court. So I got the band together, and they're like, yeah, all right, man, we're going to go back on tour. So these just sound like junkies, blood junkies.
You mean
Are the two front men like black clothes? Like,
No, they're just like vampire-looking guys with black hair,
with letters tattooed on their knuckles.
Something like that. They look like the members of KISS or whatnot.
Yeah, no, that's.
So I'm like, all right, yeah, I'll take these guys on. And then I got to Maldraxxus, and there's this other guy in Maldraxxus. He's like, I didn't know my mushrooms had gone all over the world. Now they're gonna go to the Ember Court. Like, okay, what do I have to do? He goes, well, you see that mushroom like 60 feet up in the air? You have to grapple to it, and you have to pick the mushrooms off. I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm gonna go like Spider-Man's from mushroom to mushroom with the grapple hooks to get 24 mushrooms. Then I went to Ardenweald to get some more mushrooms. Then I went to Bastion to get some more mushrooms. And then the guy says, congratulations, your mushroom surprise soup is ready to go. And I'll be at your next Ember Court. Okay. And then I had to go back to Bastion to get the RSVP of the two other guys who are coming out to the court this week. And then I'm clicking on one of my main guys. He says you can invite Floofar every week. So I guess I can have a third guest on every week. And so that cost me 100 anima. It's like I spent 10,000 anima, and I thought I was going to be down to like 100 anima for the whole week. But within a few hours, I had 1,500 anima again. So just upgrading the buildings, you get a lot of different things caching and turnable. So like you basically gather anima at an ungodly speed, I want to say, because it's so much faster than when I was first doing it. Now it's like I don't have to go to LFR anymore because there's enough in the World Quest to supply me every week with what I need. So I just sort of do my callings. And that's like the Battle for Azeroth ones. You just do 3 quests, and 3 or 4 quests, and you're done for the day. And I do that almost every day. So it's just gathering, and I've raised like 12 pets to max level just now. Like what I do is you can set the pet battle rematch to tell you what your filter of high-level pets are. So if you click on your level thing, you can click on pets that are 15 to 24, and it tells you all your pets that are in that range bracket, and you just pick the ones that are level 20 and up, and then you just fit that in the leveling slot. And then I'm in Frostfire Ridge. The pets are just terrible out here. Just terrible. So I'm just using my Dark Moon Punk and a cat, and I upgraded my menagerie to level 3, so the cooldown for the pet battle is 4 minutes.
Oh, nice.
So I don't have to really use bandages, and I'm just attacking the pets here and there, and my dwarven shaman, whatever you want.
Shaman, yeah.
Shaman is now level 49. And I got the summons from Bolvar saying, hey, come to Shadowlands. I'm not done here yet. There's still stuff to be squeezed out of Draenor. Like, I'm not ready to go to Shadowlands. Like, I don't want to go just yet. So anyway, like these pet battles during Pet Battle Week is like insanely good. I wanted to go do the dungeon for like the Pet Battle dungeon, but my Ember Court took precedence this week, because if you don't do it every week, it's hard to get the revered, and with revered you get the pet. And right now, just barely made it to honored, which means I have twice as much to do to get to revere.
Right.
So it's not too bad of a go, but you have to do it every week. Otherwise, it's tedious. And I'm also at 12,000 for Venari to get to Exalted. So if you think about it, I got all these little treadmills to do. And that's what I mean. It feels like I've run a marathon. Is I keep doing little by little progress, but I don't feel like I'm accomplishing any great piece of content every week.
Yeah, just
it
feels, by step.
Yeah, it feels like you're prepping for stuff all the time. So you don't it's good to have a special event during the week. Otherwise, you don't feel like you have a main goal to work towards. And my shaman, I never played him much before. I used to play my undead mage because she was level in Draenor, but she got all the way to 50. So at that point, the pet battles aren't as interesting because the XP is not as good. So I have to go on to my next character down the list, which is my shaman. And now my shaman's about to hit 50 in a couple levels, in a couple of minutes. Once he's leveled to 50, then I have to move down to my monk. Once my monk's hit level 50, then I have to level something else at 45 so I can... It's just it's never ending. And it's right. I'm glad to have the pet battle add-on because it makes the fight entertaining. Having rematch or pet battle rematch is it makes it easily manageable. You don't have to even think about it. Your heal button's all there. If you want to dismiss the pet, you click on one button, you put on your safari hat with one button. It's so well done because you don't have to think about it. The add-ons it's got a bunch of reminders when you go into it. So and having that one character just because there was an achievement doing 5,000 pet battles in one of the previous expansions. And once I got on that, it's just it just kept rolling onto itself. It wasn't a chore. It was just part of something I was doing for the game. I really enjoy pet battles. If you took that out of the game, I don't know what I would do. I did not do any pet battle dungeon this week just yet. I'm saving that for tonight because this week is the Victoria Day long weekend, which means it's that's when they celebrate the birthday of the Queen in Canada. So we get a long weekend out of that. Yeah, we get a long weekend. We got Monday off.
Oh, nice.
So I have a couple jurors planned out, and once those are done, then it's pet battle, pet battle, pet battle.
Isn't her birthday sometime in April?
Right.
It is, but we celebrate May 24th in Canada.
20 something?
Yeah. We celebrate it in May because whatever the monarch's birthday is, we celebrate that in May. We call it the May long weekend. I don't know. I just appreciate that we have. Yeah. I just appreciate that we have so many different holidays in Canada.
Right.
We've earned over the years, I guess. And I'm not really planning any big achievements in the near future. I just want to make sure that I don't what's the word? Burn out.
Right.
Because it's easy to overdo it with any one thing, and then you don't feel like playing anymore. So I want to avoid that if possible. And that's pretty much been my week. I'm still doing pet battles right now.
As we speak.
As we speak, because we play while we podcast.
because that's what we do.
Not too complicated.
That's what we do. 100%.
Yep.
Yep. All right. Sounds good.
Oh, excellent. Oh. How you doing? I get excited. I get giddy and love making mini alts. My dog is trying to poop for the Horde and for the Alliance. It was funny in my head.
Brilliant. How was your weekend? WoW?
My weekend WoW's been good. I don't know who mentioned it last week, but I did log into the World of Warcraft app, and it was kind of neat because I got to do some things that I hadn't been doing, with my followers and stuff. So, and it turned out I had a whole bunch of resources. So every once in a while, I've been loading that up and doing that. And I've been doing a couple of things. I've been pet battling with April. I'm trying to get my pets, get some of the achievements, like so many pets at level 10, so many pets at max level. So I've been doing that. I did decide to bring Aprillian into Shadowlands, and she is now in Agthea's repose.
Right.
She's level 55, and most of the stuff here is 51 or 52, which is good for me because I'm not the best. She's been getting, which is nice because she's getting grizzly trophies, which she wasn't getting from stuff when she was doing just archaeology and pet battles in Kalimdor.
Mm-hmm.
She has also been doing pet battles in Agthea, which, my Void Walker just died. Yeah. So there are things that she has to pay attention to, like, making sure she does the health funnel and stuff.
Yeah.
It's not like, smash the buttons and stuff and you're fine. She also has been doing some pet battling with pets in the wild, and it's like really good. It's like 5,000 experience, so that's pretty good. And she's getting pets that she didn't have before, so she's getting Shadowland pets. And that's about it. I've been just playing with. Oh, I did add Tia, so I've been playing Tia, and I have been pet battling with April, so it's been challenging and fun. Aprillian is 1.5 bars from 56, so who knows? Maybe by next week I'll have a max level tune. It's possible. I've been trying to remember to put down my my battle flag because every little bit helps.
Right.
Yep. And the quests in Shadowlands are a little bit more complicated. You got to pay attention to what the text actually says, because it's not just go out and kill. It's go out and click on this and click on that, and But it's fun and it's pretty, and that's been my week.
Until you get to Meldraxxus.
Oh, yeah. It's not pretty in Meldraxxus?
No.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of green and burnt out stuff.
If you remember the Plague Woods in Eastern Plaguelands?
Right. It's like
that's basically the entire zone looks like that. That's Plague Woods on steroids. That's what Maldraxxus is.
All right. Well.
So yeah.
Yeah, and that's been my week. Just
nice.
Grinding, playing, doing pet battles, and leveling pets.
I find Am allerschönsten war es doch zu Haus, und ob sonst mich einst in die Welt hinaus. Und in der Ferne suchte ich mein Glück, wer kennt den Weg zurück.
And now it's time for add-on spotlight and a whole bunch of other things with Grand Nagus. Grand Nagus, what do you have for us this week?
Well, not so many other things. We talked about the add-on thing earlier. And besides that, the first thing I did when we were at the point of logging off and going into the pre-patch maintenance for the Burning Crusade Classic, looked at the wrong maintenance time, because I thought, 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock, that's cool, like 1 hour, you're done. And then oops, oh no, that was retail. So yeah, no.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I told you earlier that they had 17, 18 hours worth of maintenance. So yeah. That wasn't fun. So, and then it got we had the initial one, and it got extended by 2 hours, by another hour, by 2 more hours, by another hour. Yeah, it was it's like the carrot on a stick, literally carried in front of you. You gotta just wait for another couple more minutes, hours, whatnot. So I thought, Blizzard, F you, I'll go to bed. So I went to bed because it was They originally said that, as I said, they were going to be done by 3 p.m., which corresponds to midnight for me. And then eventually at 3 a.m. my time, which is 6 p.m. their time, I thought, no, I'm not going to play their game. So I went to bed, got up at 9 something. Oh yeah, cool. Now I'll get to play. Cool. Got up, turned on the computer. Oh yeah, we just had a couple of hours left on the. Say what? It was and then it was eventually at noon my time. I was able to get to play, so they extended the maintenance period by a full 12 hours, roughly. So that was and then I went through on my tunes, because I had to decide where to put them, whether they had to go to Burning Crusade or stay in vanilla. And each tune, once you go to the character selection screen, they'll have a green informational tag where it says choose expansion. So what you do is you click on the character to log in, and then it'll tell you either Burning Crusade or Classic.
It will tell you, or do you choose?
It will tell you which one you can choose from.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Right. They give you the options, much like you get the options to choose between the new starting area in retail or the proper racial starting area.
Right. Okay, gotcha.
So, and then if you are logged into the into the classic era game, which is the new game that they created. As I said a couple of weeks ago, or I even talked about it last week, I can't remember, they forwarded the client that was the 1.13.7 client, the classic client. They updated that to Burning Crusade. And then they added another copy as a separate game. So now if you go to your client, your app, you will see that if you choose the game version, you will see that it has the live World of Warcraft, that's the retail, and then you have the live classic, Burning Crusade, and Burning Crusade Classic, and World of Warcraft Classic. There are 2 World of Warcraft Classic games now.
Oh,
so
interesting.
If you want to choose and play a character as it was before the pre-patch launched, you have to log into the World of Warcraft Classic game and then choose Classic Era server to then have the character log into that old quote-unquote vanilla game. If you want your character to be forwarded and quote-unquote converted into a Burning Crusade classic character, you have to log in to the Burning Crusade classic version game and then select Burning Crusade as an option, the left option. If you do it the other way around, if you are logged into the Burning Crusade version of World of Warcraft and you choose to go back to World of Warcraft Classic Era with your character, it will tell you log out of the game, switch to the other one.
Right.
Because the game version is not compatible with the character that you want to play. Once you've done that once, it's done. That's not it's the initial attunement, so to speak, that you need to take into account. If you then want to make this is where it gets interesting. If you want to clone your character, as I mentioned last week, you can pay for the cloning service where you can have your character be present in both games and playable in both games. If you want that, you need to do it in a specific way, where at least that's how I gathered it. If you log in with your character initially as a Burning Crusade version, it will not offer you the option of a cloning. It will not give you the cloning option. you have to log in and choose your character to stay in vanilla to receive the button to buy a cloning service product. Now that I've just logged into the classic version, my priest there, I've chosen it on one character, doesn't have that option anymore.
Oh.
So I would assume you still can do it on any toon. It's just you have to go to the shop. The initial detour around the shop is only available with the classic era choice, apparently, for a short period of time. So just be aware of that. It's a little complicated. It doesn't really matter, I assume. It's just that these are these little things that I've noticed. Right. Where if you choose the Burning Crusade, you don't get the prompt to immediately choose the cloning process. I had to do it on the classic era side. And so, yeah, you have to, obviously, if you want to play on the classic era servers, right, you have a new game. You have to set up your add-ons again. Oh. You have to set up your settings again. So what I did was I copied over my entire WTF and in folder and all that stuff.
And that works?
It works mostly. Okay. There are a couple of things that don't work, but I would say 80%. 80% is better than 0%.
Right, or starting from scratch.
Yeah, so I'll take whatever I can get. So if you're a latecomer to the process of setting up a character on your, or if you haven't played, let's put it this way, if you haven't played Classic since the pre-patch,
right,
because this process requires I would assume, a compatible software, aka add-on settings, whatnot, for the classic era. So if you already did all the updating and you already played on the Burning Crusade Classic server, your character data is quote-unquote tainted with the Burning Crusade data.
Right.
So it's not going to be...
You gotta go an extra step.
No, it's not going to work, I would say, because I don't think it's as backwards compatible as... So, or again, you have to do the whole thing again, set it up. You might be able to import some profiles for add-ons like ElfUI, like your other, bartender, like ZPearl, all those bar add-ons. All that stuff, everything that requires profiles, like your healing, your heal bot, your your voodoo, all that stuff, that might work because it's quote unquote only data that is not related to in-game mechanics. It's only stuff that's within the add-on. Like if I want my voodoo to heal me with rank 3 of heal, I can do that in Classic, Era, and in Burning Crusade. It's just setting up rank 3 to heal. The information is what the profile is about, not the mechanics behind the ability. So yeah, I think that all in all, it's gone quite well. The only issue I had, and people might not, might have noticed that it got fixed last night, thankfully, finally, was some data text, some broker data text. Like for me, it was chocolate bar, because finally I can use chocolate bar now in Classic, where previously I had to use Titan bar, and frankly I hate Titan bar. From some people, again, to each their own.
Right, it's a personal choice.
I'm not going to tell people one is better than the other.
Right.
I just like chocolate bar more because it's more compatible with broker, with the interface that's used for those bar add-ons, for these panel add-ons. And my last issue, my final issue that I had up until last night was the guild plugin.
Greenwall?
The Friends plugin worked fine, but when I moused over my data text, I could see all my friends being online, where they are, and all that, like you can when you look at in your app, in your but
that ID thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can see when I look at my friends list in my Battle.net app, I can see these people play WoW, these people play Hearthstone. When they're in WoW, they're in Maldraxxus, they're in Burning Crusade Classic, they're in Necrotic Wake, they're in the Garrison, they're in God knows where. So I can see all that. You can see that too. So that worked perfectly fine, the Friends plugin, the broker Friends. The guild one didn't work. It just showed guild. It told me you're not part of any guild. So I am. I can clearly, on my character, I can clearly see my character is part of this guild. It says so. Character name, beneath that, guild name.
Right.
Definitely, it's in the guild. No, the plugin said you're not part of any guild. So I went and looked at several websites if I could find a alternative for this one add-on, for this plugin. But I couldn't. There is one that is the Titan Panel Social, guild thing, but that requires Titan panel. And I didn't want to go back to Titan panel. I did so to check if it worked, just to see if it worked.
Right.
It didn't. So Titan panel out the window, the plugin out the window with it. Don't know which one of the two hit the ground first. I don't care. So yeah, and then back to chocolate bar, and then because chocolate bar has the great advantage that, and I mentioned this quite a few times earlier over the month and years, it has a great pack of modules that's called Broker Everything. It's like a bundle of 20, 30 different little modules that you can or that are being installed, and then you can pick and choose which ones you want to use, which ones you want to basically just disable. And I think that that's something where you can really. It's always nice to have something, at least in my opinion, where I get an option to have something, and I get an option to have 10 things, of which I only need one, so I'll turn off the other 9 that I don't need, versus, I need to look for one thing that I can't find. So I'd rather have a collection of something where it's part of it, I just only need the one part of it, versus I don't know where it is. So with Broker Everything, currently, I have, for instance, if you want to, and this add-on works in retail as well. If you want information about your bags, about decursive, like as mini map buttons, if you don't want your mini map cluttered with buttons, you can use the bar, the chocolate bar, to have all the buttons put there. Your equipment, your, as I said, your friends list, your gold count, your GPS, meaning your coordinates, your guild list. You can have professions, your professions, if you have that. You can have, and this is like one of my greatest discoveries, in my opinion. It's a module called System. What it does is you basically have a button on your chocolate bar, and it gives you, it shows up as a loudspeaker with a percentage number, and that's the volume of your overall master volume. And then you can mouse over that, and it opens the drop down. And then you can by scrolling your mouse wheel up and down, you can manipulate the master volume, the sound effects, the error search, error speech, all the different sounds in the game. And you can click to activate the sound or deactivate the sound. All within one drop-down menu. You can choose your system your hardware setting, your sound output. If you have multiple outputs, all within one drop-down. It's so ingenious. I really, really like it. It's something that completely changed my gaming experience. When you play with someone and your significant other from the next room over screams at you, just mouse over, hit the first line up top, master volume. I don't have to do much else.
Wow.
It becomes second nature. It's so comfortable. So things like that. And then I talked about time to level. I talked about WIM, the WoW Instant Messenger, WoW Pro, X2 level, all these little add-ons. Basically everything that has a mini-map button on top of some add-ons that are linked to broker is capable of being put into this bar to then be worked with and used through that bar. And it's so much better, in my opinion, to have the numbers displayed.
Right.
Like, for instance, you have your what can we go by? Yeah, for instance, your PvP kills. If you want if you're a PvP player, you can have your PvP kill count up there. So you just have to glance up to the area on the bar where it's located, and it'll tell you, oh yeah, this is my kill count. I was really missing the interaction, not the active interaction, but the passive interaction, if that makes sense, with my guild.
Right.
I couldn't, when you log in and you don't know who else is online in the game, and you have to click on O and then choose guild first to see. For me, that's so alien because I've always had this down in the lower left corner, the data text.
Right.
Show me at the moment 24 of 156 tunes in my guild are online, and I mouse over the entry, and it pops up and tells me this tune, name, level, race, location, note, and rank in the guild, and then profession if that's initiated. So that's something where I really, it's so convenient to see that information. I felt like I was playing another game because I really couldn't see that. So thankfully, last night, the author of Broker Everything updated their add-on twice within 2 hours. So, and then finally they fixed the problem. So yeah, there you go, Blizzard. See, it can be done. And now they only need to fix minimap button frame for me.
Right.
But sadly, I don't see that happening because that's minimap button frame is an add-on that, if I remember correctly, the project has been abandoned. It works in classic era, but it doesn't work in the Burning Crusade, and no one has gotten around or was willing to do a fix for it. They've someone made a fan fix for it.
Oh yeah,
for retail, like a couple of months ago. So you can use that minimap button frame, that is, in retail. But as of the recording of this episode, there is no fix for minimap button frame. It's an awesome add-on. What it does is it collects all your minimap buttons into one frame, into one box.
Right.
So you don't have a clutter of buttons around your minimap. And because there are some add-ons where in their settings, you can choose to not show the minimap button. But that's hardly all of them have that option. There's like quite a few where that's not it. So there are a few where you have to live with those circles on the corners of your minimap. And
occasionally like in retail, the minimap buttons will be swapped. You'll click on one and it'll be Ask Mr. Robot when it should be something else, and then you'll click on the other one, it'll be TSM.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I don't like minimap buttons at all, so I want to get rid of them. And that's another aspect of why I started using the chocolate bar or Titan bar back then. No, it was Foo bar back then. Bar. I started using that because minimap button frame didn't work for a period of time, like 2 expansions worth of time.
Right.
So I looked for another option to get rid of those minimap buttons. And then eventually Foo bar was abandoned as well, and then Broker came along, like the chocolate bar. And then, as I said, someone figured out that minimap button frame worked again. And so currently that's what the state of the game is. Oh, I'm just noticing there is someone on the on the shop mount in Burning Crusade. The Stalker, was it Rift Stalker?
Oh.
I don't know, the new mount that you can buy.
Oh, neat.
With the digital deluxe version.
Right.
I've seen maybe a handful of them.
Right.
Not as many as I expected. I mean, the expansion is young, still hasn't even come out yet.
Right.
And we're only, 5 days? 4 days in, 5 days in?
Yep.
So there are eventually going to be more, but still, it's really way fewer people than I expected or feared are using that mount. Maybe people are scared. Some people say that they get shamed for using it.
Really?
Which I don't find fair at all. And people should be ashamed if they do that.
Right.
Because if you want to buy that product that Blizzard offers, okay, go ahead, do it.
Right. Plus, when you spend money on Blizzard, it saves you from maybe spending more money later.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's some, yeah.
In some dungeons, people bring out the mount or bring out the cosmetic item, and then they'll get kicked, and it shouldn't be.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. It's something where you shouldn't do that.
Yeah,
it's something that we don't condone.
No,
not at all. So don't do that. Yeah, my priest, she dinged 40. Finally, not that that's a big feat anymore, because in Burning Crusade, you can get riding at 30. So
it's still big. I think it's still big.
Yeah. So, but she's quite happy to finally being able to equip the 2 items from the monastery, from the cathedral wing, from the High Inquisitor to White Mane.
Right.
And yeah, so now I just need to find someone that's going to get me to help go to Uldaman, so I can get my robe, is it, I think? Some other awesome item that I've looked at, and I just need that, because it's just an absolutely. There are these items that they've changed, that they upgraded and changed the stats on. And there are some absolutely insane items. I'm not sure if this is one of them, but one item, it's the item that I need at the moment that I want is Grimlock's tribal vestments, and Grimlock is, it's not the Dinobot from Transformers. But yeah, so currently my Night Sky armor piece has 8 stamina, 8 intelligence, and 8 spirit. That's it. And this item has 10 stamina, 5 int, so a little less int, and 14 spirit, But on top of that, it does healing and damage spells and effects increase plus 15. So it's overall an increase of 81%, which is not insignificant. 81% increase, I'll gladly take that. So, and I just became eligible at level 40 to equip it. So it's perfect to get in there and do that. So I might see if one of the leveling groups for all the paladins is going to go into Ulama tomorrow. Paladins are so, I don't know.
OP'd?
No.
Oh.
No. I get the story about it, Lady Leodrin and all. I totally get it. And I respect her as a character. But paladins aren't supposed to be in the Horde.
Oh, right. Because they're for the...
Oh.
Just like, that's like warlocks aren't supposed to be Alliance.
Warlocks?
Remember when they used to be in the basement at Stormwind?
Slaughtered lamb.
Yeah.
Yeah, slaughtered lamb. Yeah. 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 No, it's something that, it's a little upsetting. So, I must confess, though, that as much as I hate the Paladins, I created one myself.
Oh.
Just to see what the gameplay is. I never created one before, and now I know why. At current, my Paladin is level 14, I think. Something like that, 14, 15 maybe. It's way too passive for me. Because all you do is you do seal of something, judgment when after you've done your seal, and then you wait for auto attack to hit, and you wait for the judgment to be off cooldown, then you hit the seal again, so you can activate judgment, and that's it. It's way too passive. There's not enough action in it. So, as I said, rotation is click seal, click judgment, auto attack, seal, judgment, auto attack. For me, that's a boring play style. If I do something wrong, tell me. That's all I can see with active buttons. It's not my, and I've looked, surely there's supposed to be more eventually. No, there's not. There's one spell eventually later on, one attack later on. I can't remember which it is off the top of my head, because this game, this character, as I said, this class is not my favorite at all. So, but I can tell you, remember we talk up whenever we have Children's Week. Mm-hmm. We talk about those poor little orphans.
Right.
And how they got orphaned, and we make fun of, it's probably because it is because their parents went out into the war.
Right, and then we take them into PvP and show them how their parents died.
And they want to be a hero eventually.
Right.
Once we leave them, they say, I'm going to be a hero eventually. So what I did was, and it's not perfect, but what I did, and again, normally I have my naming policy with Star Trek characters, with the occasional exception. So this is one of these exceptions. And it's partly because of the paladins and the orphans playing together story-wise. If you go to Shadrath and you do the Burning Crusade Horde side orphan quest chain, there is a little girl, a little blood elf girl, orphan. If you do it on the Alliance side, I think it's a little Draenei boy. The blood elf girl is called Salandria. And she is, quote unquote, a protege, adoptive daughter, something of Lady Leodrin, the top dog paladin of the Blood Elves. So I thought, why not? Why not have her become a hero?
Right.
So my paladin is called Salandria.
Oh, nice.
So she's going to check out the world and grow up and become a hero eventually, maybe. So that's. I thought that sure, why not? When I read up the other day about the changes, I found that connection. And, sure, that's a good idea. So obviously the proper name was taken. I'm not sure if there's another character, another player that has that name, or if it's just a name that's been locked by Blizzard, which there are quite a few of.
Right.
That Blizzard has locked for good reasons. You don't want a character running around called Anduin or Sylvanas or whatnot. Those are locked, those names. So, so she's level 15 now, Salandria is. And, as I said, Judgment and Seal of the Crusader. And then you have, you can heal yourself. That's an active spell.
Right.
That's basically everything you can do when it comes to active spells. Everything else is, you can have blessings, you can have lay on hands, but that, I don't know. Then you have the divine protection eventually. That's the bubble, I think. Right? Yeah, divine protection.
Right.
Then you have more seals. Then you have consecration. Oh yeah, but that's the last one. Then there is exorcism. Yeah, but that causes damage to unholy or demon targets, so you can't even use the attack on all enemies. So if it's not a undead or demon, it won't even do anything. So yeah, that's what a paladin is about, and that's like. So I feel it's a little, it's not enough for me to feel comfortable with investing in it, with playing it. Then eventually you have, what's the retribution? At the moment, I'm skilling retribution. Or I'm thinking about it, still haven't put in one single talent point. Crusader Strike is the final big attack that's decently, that does something active, but still has 6 seconds worth of cooldown. So you can choose, you have 10 seconds cooldown on Judgment and 6 seconds on the Crusader Strike. So I don't know. It's maybe I'll find the magic button to push for me to be able to enjoy it. But at the moment, I don't know. I just don't know yet. And again,
Every
if someone
class
has...
isn't for everyone.
No, right, exactly. If someone has the magic recipe, please let me know. We have an email address, control@wow@gmail.com. If there is like a magic sauce that you can eat, I have a spoon, so I can.
That you can apply.
I can eat it. So, not a problem. Just let us know. Let me know. Yeah, that's been my week.
Awesome. All right. Just want to do a shout out to Kyle. We know you're busy, and we hope to hear from you soon. And as Grand Negus mentioned, if you have any questions or comments, or you want to talk about where you play your alts, control@wow@gmail.com. And we will be back next week. Same bat channel. Same bat.
That's done.
Yes. Anything else you want to add?
My dwarf just hit level 50 doing pet battles.
Ooh,
From
great.
level 37 all the way to 50, just pet battles and Dark Moon Fair.
That's
awesome.
Very
nice.
Aprillian just being 56, and she is in Bastion, which is so weird.
How long did it take you to get from 37 to 50?
It took me 2 expansions because he used to be 85.
Right.
And then the levels got nerfed. And then I didn't play him for like a long time because like shamans is just not a class that I'm comfortable with.
Right.
I'm saying, how long did you work on the pet battles to get to level 50?
Well, I would do it off and on. Sometimes I would do it in Mists of Pandaria. Sometimes I would do it in Frostfire Ridge. It took me probably the equivalent of 3 weeks, because what I would do is I would spread it out, and I wouldn't play that character unless I was doing pet battles. And like my garrison has four followers in it, because I didn't level anything except pet battles.
Yeah.
I've got full heirlooms, full everything, Wii buff here and there to add to
heirlooms don't give no experience no more.
Yeah.
But they extend the buff.
That's right.
If you pet battle a lot, sometimes you can go to the buff.
Oh.
That's right.
So what I would do is I wouldn't play him when he was running out of rested. I'd just play him when there was like nothing good on TV, which is fairly often now, sad to say. And just like 3 weeks of just pet battle. Just, I don't know what else to do with that character, because I don't feel like comfortable healing, and I know I'm at the bottom of the DPS meter, so I don't even turn on the meter for when I go into dungeons without.
Yeah,
I became ashamed of having it in the dungeon. Oh, sorry, I got Wi-Fi girl.
Okay, well, we're done. This is Aprillian for the Horde.
Spelling tracks for the pet battle.
And this has been Grand Nagus, Rule of Acquisition, number 19. Satisfaction is not guaranteed. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. All right. Thomas Construct.
Bye.
I said hi.
Bye, Chatroom.
Bye,
Thank you. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, he's gone. Good show. And, I think we're still on the air. All right. I'll put this out tonight.